I take notice of the planetary alignments. So as the moon and the sun and all the planets move through the solar system, they cross through various zodiac signs. And I always observe where they are in the night sky, and I always observe what zodiac sign they're passing through. Now, if you're interested in zodiac signs and you're interested in the solar system and the history of astrology, you can go to my website and it's all on there. All you've got to do is do a search for it. But also on Facebook, if you look my name up on Facebook, you'll find my page on Facebook. And whenever the alignment is happening, whenever the moon or the sun or the planets are moving past a zodiac sign, I give you that alignment on the day that it happens, so that you can then look into the different affinities for that sign. The Leo stellium. This is arguably the most expansive stellium of the second half of the year. Once Jupiter enters Leo on June the 30th, it makes simultaneous aspects to all of the outer planets in August, an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, a trine to Neptune in Aries, and a sextile to Uranus in Gemini. When the Sun, Mercury, and Mars also pass through Leo, a powerful multi-layered gathering forms. It suggests a time of growth, expansion, revelations, and deep transformation. Bold, creative, and generative, with spirit, imagination, passion, and enthusiasm. This is the most magnificent stellium of 2026, and it knows it. Leo is self-expression and creativity, play and authenticity. It highlights the spark within you that exists within no other. It is the way the sacred moves through you, and the innate need to share what exists within each of us with the world around us. Whatever Jupiter touches gets bigger, and when it's in the fixed fire sign, that means our creativity, playfulness, and main character energy go through the roof. This is a stellium that does not whisper. It roars, performs, radiates, and shines. Jupiter in Leo brings what could be called a new summer of love in July to September 2026. After the mental electricity of Gemini and the emotional tenderness of Cancer, Leo arrives as pure, golden, solar fire. The self not just feeling, but expressing, not just dreaming, but performing. Jupiter in Leo is the sovereign at the center of this court. Jupiter in Leo motivates us to express ourselves confidently, to be generous and creative, and to find new ways to enjoy ourselves. We make our own opportunities and are at our best when thinking in big terms, taking calculated risks, and displaying confidence. Sun in Leo is in its home sign, fully dignified, radiant, and unashamed. Identity wants to be celebrated, not hidden. The self steps forward not out of ego, but out of genuine solar purpose. Venus in Leo brings love that is warm, generous, expansive, and theatrical. This is romance with grand gestures, art made boldly, and beauty that commands a room. On entry, Venus makes a trine to Neptune and a sextile to Uranus, making creative and romantic expression feel both inspired and electrifyingly original. Mercury in Leo gives words a performative, passionate quality. Speeches, stories, declarations, and creative writing all carry unusual power and presence. This is the voice that commands attention. Jupiter reaches its Cazimi, the heart of the sun, at 6 degrees Leo on the July 29th. This is Jupiter at its most potent and purified, fused with solar consciousness in the sign of creative fire. A Kazemi Jupiter is extraordinarily rare and powerful. Whatever creative vision, generous impulse, or bold step forward you have been building toward, this is the day it receives full cosmic blessing. Opportunities that arrive around this date carry an unusual sense of rightness and magnitude. The August 12th eclipse is the first Leo eclipse near the South Node, highlighting the limiting habits that we're ready to drop, including any self-centered or self-effacing tendencies. A total solar eclipse in Leo, with Jupiter present in the same sign, is a once-in-a-generation reset of the creative self. This is not a subtle nudge. It is a door closing on an old story about who you were allowed to be, and a new one swinging wide open. The question this eclipse poses is deeply personal. Where have you been playing small, and what would it look like to finally take center stage? Jupiter trines Saturn on August 31st at 13 degrees Leo and 13 degrees Aries, completing the grand fire trine that has been building all year. This is the moment where the bold vision of Leo meets the disciplined forge of Aries, and what seems like a dream is revealed to have actual bones. This trine may bring greater support and easier growth, especially if things have felt confusing or frustrating earlier in the year. On July 26, the North Node shifts into visionary Aquarius and the South Node into expressive Leo. This adds a profound karmic dimension to the entire stellium. The South Node in Leo asks us to release, to let go of excessive ego performance, the need for constant validation, or old stories of being the lone creative hero. Throughout this 18-month period, authentic self-expression becomes central, leaning into what makes you unique while also joining together with a community of like-minded people. The Leo stellium is not just about shining for yourself, it is about shining for something larger. The message of this stellium is, step into the light you have been circling for years. Jupiter in Leo compels us to embrace what makes us uniquely us and honor our place in the collective choir by singing our song and trusting the beauty that moves through us. This is not vanity, it is vocation. The Leo stellium of 2026 is one of the most creatively and spiritually charged periods in over a decade, and it asks one simple, terrifying, glorious thing: will you let yourself be seen? The Jupiter Kazemi on July 29th and the solar eclipse on August 12th together form a 1-2 punch of creative destiny. What the Kazemi blesses, the eclipse makes permanent. What has been quietly growing in you, the creative project, the authentic voice, the unlived version of yourself, is ready to be born into the light. And the August 31st Jupiter-Saturn trine ensures it isn't just a beautiful moment, it is a foundation. Themes to work with: creative courage, making the work, sharing the work, owning the work unapologetically. Authentic performance, showing up fully as yourself in love, art, leadership, and life. Karmic release, letting go of needed approval as the price of self-expression. Generosity of spirit, as Jupiter in Leo knows, there is much more than enough room for everyone to share the spotlight. The more applause, the merrier. Legacy and soul purpose. The eclipse asks what you are building that will outlast the moment. If Aries was the forge, Gemini the broadcast, and Cancer the hearth, Leo is the performance. The lights are up, the stage is yours, and the universe itself is in the front row.